Even though we just got the reveal of Leon Crest and Phoenix Rudder and got more information on Aero Pegasus, the Beyblade news cycle does not stop, and we may have just gotten our first clue on the next lineup of Beyblades, potentially for Season 2. And that clue is CX or Custom Line. Just to give some context, BX or Basic Extreme was the first code in the launch lineup of Beyblade X. Bays like Duran's Sword, Hell Scythe, and even the recently released Cobalt Dragoon fall under the BX umbrella. And then just a few months ago, we got the launch of UX or Unique Extreme. Bays like Duran Buster or Phoenix Rudder, Leon Crest. This one was a bit confusing because most people, including myself, thought that UX would replace BX, but really it's just kind of a side series, sort of, that has different weight distribution. As we approach the end of Season 1 of Beyblade X, we're starting to kind of look to the future and think about Season 2 and what new bays or new gimmicks or even new systems we could get. Not trying to shamelessly promote, but I did make a video going over the potential metal fight future of Beyblade X, where I talked about Aero Pegasus being that first MFB inspired bay in the Beyblade X system and what that could mean for the future. Not only do I think that prediction is pretty accurate, but I don't think the metal fight inspiration stops with inspired bays. I think it's going to apply to the system itself. We are talking about a potential upcoming series of Beyblade X, but if you guys want to pre-order some actually announced bays like Phoenix Rudder and Leon Crest, go and check out sponsor the channel Mall of Toys. They have a bunch of X stuff up for sale right now, like Duran Buster, Hell's Hammer, and Cobalt Dragoon. The first left spin bay is releasing like today. So go and check out Mall of Toys, link in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your purchase. In the last couple of days, we got more information on Aero Pegasus, like some beauty shots of the bay, more looks at the parts. We also got news that it's going to be replacing Cobalt Drake in the Beyblade X app on July 30th. So if you haven't gotten Cobalt yet and you really want to try and get it, now's your time. But there was also a pretty big update to the Beyblade X app, and while nothing really changed on the surface, there was a certain file that was added that people discovered that revealed a potential logo for the next system of Beyblade X called CX or Custom Line. Really, that could mean anything. That could mean custom colors or app-exclusive Beyblades, or maybe some stickers and accessories for your launcher, your bays, or whatever, but I don't think so. First off, Takara Tomy did talk about some pictures and stickers, kind of limited stuff that you could get in the Beyblade X app, but those are under the BX line. And really, exclusive color schemes or even app-exclusive bays doesn't really fit into Takara Tomy's strategy for their Beyblade X app, because it's not so much as a game like the Hasbro one is, it's more of a companion to the real products, and it's kind of like a bay locker. There's also the fact that this CX logo matches the styling of BX and UX pretty much perfectly, and for them to design this entire logo thing just for some app content doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Let's also look at the timing of this update. Takara Tomy adding in this logo as we're in the second half of the year, as the first season of Beyblade X is wrapping up, just seems too perfect of a coincidence. I think Takara Tomy is planning something, and this CX logo is kind of the first little nuggets, the first little seed in their plans. So, CX or Custom Line. What could this mean? This is all speculation, which I know some people aren't really the biggest fans of, but if you look at the word custom, that means customize. And if customize doesn't apply to every X release out there already for some reason, that means that any bays that are under this CX line have to be more customizable than any release we've seen so far. As I mentioned earlier in the video, and also in a previous video, I think Takara Tomy is going full metal fight here for Season 2. Not just for inspired bays or inspired characters even, but for the entire system itself. We may be entering into the X hybrid wheel era to an extent. I do have some issues with this though. While the hybrid wheel system in Metal Fight was fun and it led to some cool looking combos, it did lead to bays being kind of round and kind of one size fits all in order to make this cross compatibility actually work. Every energy ring had to fit into every fusion wheel, with only a few exceptions like Lightning El Drago, Meteor El Drago, and maybe even like Gravity Perseus maybe. And if that's the goal for X, it's not really something I want to see from this system. I would much rather bays be more unique and have their own designs and their own special shapes than to have this one size fits all approach just for more customization. What I would actually like to see would be kind of an iteration of the 4D system maybe. A good example of this would be with Big Bang Pegasus. That bay's fusion wheel had a few different parts that you can kind of change around and mess with the orientation to create different modes. I don't really want Beyblade X to have all of those different pieces. That'd be kind of confusing. Just 2 modes even? I think that'd be pretty cool. For example, whatever Dran Bay is in this CX lineup could have 2 different modes. One for a smash attack and one for a barrage attack, kind of mixing together Dran Sword and Dran Dagger. I think this could be a pretty happy middle ground where you can have more customization with the single bay itself and not sacrifice the design or worse off the shape for cross compatibility. There's just so much they could do here. They could split ratchets into 2 distinct pieces. They could allow you to swap out gear chips so you can kind of change up the design of the bay just a little bit. There's so much. At the end of the day, the Beyblade X system evolving to have more pieces and more components seems kind of inevitable. Seems kind of inevitable because that's what's happened with every other generation. With Metal Fights, they had the hybrid wheel system and then 4D. For Beyblade Burst, they went from 3 parts to having a whole layer and armors and everything. But all of those system evolutions kind of came with their own problems. The issue with the hybrid wheel system in Metal Fight was the sacrifice of unique shapes, and everything got pretty round. And the issue with Beyblade Burst was also they got kind of round. They got really large and they got really heavy as well. The weight creep in Beyblade Burst was insane. So I'm really hoping they keep this custom line system, if that's what's actually going to happen, kind of in check and they don't make it too extreme. But then again, only time will tell. The CX logo could also just be pointing to stickers or paint or whatever, so we'll just have to see. But what do you guys think of this potential future Beyblade X lineup with this custom line? Are you guys hoping for a hybrid wheel system? Are you guys hoping for just some more customization? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.